what's up YouTube? My name is Yester Games, and today we're going to be making a car. It's going to be done in a different way though. Normally I would just show you guys the car when it was done, or I would stream it back in the good old days. But I decided today I was going to be trying something different, and that I would be making a video of me making the car. It'll probably be a two-part video, just because I can't create face, body, and toy around with attire ideas all in like the 59 time limit that I can make this video in. So this is probably going to be a two-part video. I'm not sure exactly where the cutoff is going to be, but it's going to be somewhere. Let's put it like that. Cutoff will be somewhere. I'm just going to be sitting here making the car while I talk about random nonsense. This is probably going to be a video of me making a car, but it's going to be much more closer to the insane ramblings of a madman. Madman being me, except without the suit. And actually, you know, I've never seen Mad Men. I have no idea what they do on that show. I just know the show. I have no idea what Mad Men is. Sounds like it would be a great show about the life of a psychopath, like Dexter, except maybe not. I'm just gonna say maybe not as tame killings as I think that a psychopath would do. I like that show, Dexter. I don't know why. It's just I feel like a psychopath would not have done such tame killings. I feel like a normal, if a psychopath was a good guy, which they normally aren't, I feel like he could have just tortured him and had a lot more fun with it. I'm not well. I just said that. I am not well. I'm just gonna torture random people just so I can have fun like that. That's not something good. Need to make these eyes. Okay. So I'm just gonna sit here and try to make this car look good. Relatively speaking, you know, cars will look different depending on whoever is looking at them to decide if they look good or bad. I'm just, you know, trying to make this car live up to my own personal standards of making a car look good. Just kind of it. Which for me is kind of like this to make the car look. I can't think of another word except linear. Linear is the only word I can really use at the moment. And the definition of linear does not fit that, I don't think. So I'm just gonna describe more or less what I think. Just for me to make a car look good. When I say the word linear, I mean that it has to flow properly. Maybe that's the best way to say it. It's probably not the best way to say it, but it's all I can think of. It has to flow properly. It all the parts of it make sense. And it kind of fits with what you're going for, and just generally. So say you were trying to make a gimmick with a knight, just a knight gimmick, you know, like a knight back in the old days with the sword and the shield, or the King's Royal Guard, things of that nature. A clown nose does not fit in that idea. It's an interesting idea. It would probably be funny, but it doesn't fit, and it would feel weird to me. But everything feels weird because I'm oddly serious when it comes to certain stuff. And of course, the car has to be creative. I've heard some people say that it's hard to make a creative idea. I don't really think there is one. I don't think that there's a whole lot of creative car ideas. I don't think that there's a whole lot of creative ideas that much anymore in the modern world. Think that if you really create something genuinely new, then that's like a huge thing. But I think a lot of what is made is a lot of what is created has already been done before, and there's not a whole lot of innovation. I think it's more about how you do it rather than what you do. And that comes to wrestling too. There's probably like 1,000 bad guy gimmicks out there, or just a million Maybe not a million Superman gimmicks, but a million hero gimmicks. Hmm. Excuse me. I just woke up. It's like it's 8:51, so I've woken. I've been up for about an hour. I mean, not an hour, for about half an hour. So I'm still a little bit tired. Excuse me. Uh, anyway, what was I saying? Like a million. Uh, I actually forgot. That sucks. I always forget what I'm talking about. Oh, okay, that's not good. Trying to like sort of focus to make this look good, but I'm also kind of just messing around. I feel like I did. I feel like I hit something. I wasn't looking at the screen for a moment. I just looked down. That's a good looking nose, right? It's a good looking nose. It's not really sticking out too much. I'm about to pull it back in actually. It's a good looking nose, I think. It's kind of up there. Maybe a little bit snooty, but it's kind of there's a lot of difference right there between the nose. Yeah, it's actually bothering me. You know, I'll deal with it later. It's like a weird amount of difference right there between. I have no idea what the end of the nose is. Oh well, I guess that makes sense. The tip of the nose tip, and the mouth. There's a lot of difference there. It's weird. We're gonna point this down. And I'm not gonna do a whole lot with the nose. We're gonna make this pretty narrow. What is this actually called? The, the philtrum. I think that's right. It's honestly probably not because I don't think that a doctor or whoever named that part of the face would name that such a thing. That's a horrible name for what that probably is. I'm gonna put a little bit closer. I think that's about right. That's a good distance. Alright, so cheekbones. You can always tell when someone has cool cheekbones. When someone always has nice cheekbones. Or maybe even not necessarily nice, but just like interesting. There's always interesting cheekbones. And you can also tell when no one has like any. Actually, you know what? I was gonna say any no cheekbones at all, but I don't actually know what that looks like. In in terms metaphorically, I'm pretty sure I would know what it was literally if no one had any cheekbones. But I mean metaphorically speaking, when someone has no cheekbones. I meant it in the way like you can't really tell where their cheekbones are. Like my brother has those kind of cheeks I'm trying to describe. They're just all big and puffy. He's got big old puffy cheeks. Just a big old squirrel boy. And that's what I call him. Squirrel boy. Stuffing nuts in his mouth. Oh wait, no, that sounded wrong. That sounded wrong. That's not what I meant. I really hope he doesn't see that. That didn't sound right. I'm just a big old squirrel boy, shoving all them nuts in his mouth. His big old squirrel cheeks. That sounded really, really wrong. I'm kind of hearing myself talk, and I sound very weird. Also, this face came out weird. Cheeks, for one thing, ironically, are looking odd. Um, that's the thing here. I can't really see these indicators too well. See, I can see that because that changes. That's like in touch with the eyes, kind of the lineup. I can see that. That's pretty easy. I can kind of see that. it's not really super clear, but it's hard to see where the cheeks are. I can only see it clearly when it looks good. I mean, when it looks bad. When it looks bad, I can see it extremely clearly, but I can't see it really super well when it looks decent or when it needs to be worked on. I can only see it super good when it looks bad, because it's kind of obvious when it looks bad. Alright, we need to make a taller man. We're gonna make him about 290. Yeah, let's go 285. I think it's a pretty decent body type. I mean, not body type. A pretty decent weight for the body type that I'm gonna be using. In case you guys are curious, I am trying to make kind of like a bro-ish character. Bro, like in the sense that Alex, no, I was gonna say Alex Riley for some reason. I don't know why I was gonna say Alex Riley. Bro, like in the sense that that Zack Ryder kind of is. You know, like the actually I can't think of any good qualities that people would know for a bro. I feel like there's just a whole bunch of bad qualities. Oh wait, I know. If you guys have ever seen the show How I Met Your Mother, then you know Barney and you know the bro code. So if that's like a good idea of what I'm trying to make here. I'm not trying to make Barney because that I would be failing at that almost entirely. Well, literally entirely because this is not Barney at all. Barney the Slender Man. But I am trying to make a bro that can kind of wrestle and work like that. I got some good looking bro logos too. I'm pretty happy about that. Hmm. I think um I think I'm pretty happy about what I'm doing so far with this stuff. Um, I need to kind of fix the skin tone a little bit. I'm not really too happy with it. I guess this is the part of the video where I try to make awkward small talk. Like we're just normal people meeting each other. Just make awkward small talk about stuff that we don't really care about. So, what kind of music do you like? You like that hippity hop? You like that rap? That K-pop? I don't even know what K-pop is. I know it's like Korean pop, but K-pop is actually pretty cool. Only because I feel like songs that you don't understand are catchier than songs you do understand, or at least the more popular ones. Eesh, I am too hot. Jeez. I think that's kind of close to what I want. It's kind of tan. Um, this does change the. It does. That's what I was curious about. Okay, that was just a random thing I was curious about. Oh, well, you know what? That's kind of what I was looking for, actually. I think that's about it, actually. It's a little bit brighter than I would have thought it to be. I think that's a little bit better. I think it's a bit more realistic right there. That's pretty good. Anyway, so music. So you like that K-pop, do you? You like that Shikunai Ichiban? That's probably really offensive. I'm just assuming a random K-pop name. Or not even a K-pop name, just a random Korean name. Ashibi Soa. The worst part is that's probably actually a real name, but it's not Korean. It's just gonna be some maybe some Chinese person or some Japanese person. That's not a Korean name at all. It probably doesn't matter to South Korea, but it's probably very offensive to the North Koreans. Please don't, please don't come here and kidnap me. I don't do very good under torture. personally, I don't really care about music in terms of what it is. I just can't listen to whatever sounds good, which tends to surprise most people. Like if you saw me, you'd feel like you would probably assume that I would listen to like either the dankest and hardcorest of rap, or a lot of people think that I listen to a lot of well, not really. I guess it doesn't really fit into what we're talking about. Not music, but a lot of people think that I'm some variation of philosopher. I just sit in my room, or I sit and I listen to just random stuff while thinking about the secret to the universe. That's not necessarily how I operate. I'm not really that kind of person. I mean, I think about what happens in the universe every now and again, but it's not really like what I do every day when I come home, or what I do at all, really. It's just like something that I do once in a while when like my head just goes off to its own little place and I don't really know where it's going. I kind of end up there. What is this? I feel like I need more tattoos. That's a back tattoo. That's also a back tattoo. This would be a cool tattoo. I don't know why I got this. I think it was at the time I was like jonesing for the Joker. One of my favorite comic villains. I love the Joker. Joker's awesome. What about you guys? You guys enjoy the Joker? Well, let me change the question actually. Maybe that's not the best kind of question to ask. You guys enjoy comic books? Let's put it like that. You guys like comic books, or maybe not even comics, just like comic book superheroes and supervillains. So Superman, the Batman, the Spider-Man. I'm gonna put the at the beginning of all of these names just because I can. The Thor, the Thor. I personally am a comic book fan. I just don't. I don't keep up on like a whole lot of stories. I probably don't keep up as much as I should. Ugh, that's weird. Okay. Like I only keep up on like maybe one, two stories at a time, and when that story ends, I probably like just stop because I don't really like have clear time to really, I guess, really know what's gonna come out, when it's gonna come out, and catch up on a story. Like most recently, I haven't read a Marvel comic in a while. That's just because DC has been pumping out so much good stuff that I'm much more interested in DC than I am Marvel comic wise right now. But you know, both companies have their own strengths and weaknesses. Um, Comic wise, like I said, I've only been reading DC because DC Rebirth is really really good. So I didn't. I think I read All Star Batman. That wasn't a big deal for me. That was before, or it was like in between like the two main stories that I was reading, and that was the Red Hood, and it was Deathstroke. And not even I haven't even finished Deathstroke because Deathstroke it leans into pardon me, it leads into a crossover with the Titans, I think, and just I think it's just the Titans. I think it might be the Teen Titans. I know there's two different teams. There's the Titan and the Teen Titans, but I think it's just the Titans that it leads into. Cause I believe I know the story. Deathstroke becomes one of the Flashes, Death Flash, but I'm not 100% sure who exactly what team he siphoned that from. Actually, you know what? I do know now that I said that. It actually is the Teen Titans. I think it deals with both teams, just the Titans and the Teen Titans. We're gonna put that color on right there. You guys could probably tell by my comic book selection that I enjoy a nice anti-hero. That's what I think anyway. I don't really think it's Deathstroke as necessarily a villain. He's far from a hero, but I don't really think of him as a villain. And I don't really think of the Red Hood as a villain either. I just think of them as really, really good anti-heroes. I've always loved the anti-heroes when it comes to stories, because the anti-heroes, I feel like they're just the um, most realistic in terms of whatever it is they're trying to do. Because I feel like an anti-hero is not as cut and dry as the hero or the villain is. They can be more complex and they just turn out really good. So, Deathstroke and Red Hood are the DC's anti-heroes, and I love them. They always come out looking good. Red Hood to a lesser extent. I feel like the anti-heroes don't get as much love as the main superheroes, which makes sense. It just kind of makes me sad and happy at the same time, but only when they get something cool. Deathstroke is kind of like used as um, as as DC's like just resident guy. I think if you need someone to fight against an established fighter, you would normally call Deathstroke because everyone knows that he's just so good at what he does, just so good at being a mercenary. I said a mercenary, a mercenary. That's what I meant to say. And Red Hood is like actually one of my favorite superheroes because I love his backstory and I love everything about Red Hood. He's just not he's not very popular overall. There probably are people out there who just really love the Red Hood, and I'm one of them. But like overall, he's just not very popular. It's kind of saddens me, but it's something I have to live with. Hmm. And I think Marvel's anti-heroes is obviously Deadpool, the most popular anti-hero. Ooh, that looks actually pretty good as metallic. Let's put it as matte for a moment. And I'm not really sure about too many other anti-heroes. I know that Marvel also has a hero or an anti-hero, let's put it like this, named Valkyrie, but I don't know too much about her, and I don't really remember honestly if she is an anti-hero or if she's a hero queen. I haven't seen her a whole lot, so I can't remember in this moment of time if she's anti or just a flat hero. And that's just in comic books and the superhero world. Hmm, kind of like that actually. I'm kind of digging this. I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna keep it. So anyway, that's just like in the superhero world. I need boots first. It's just in the superhero world. There's also like there's also like so good anti-heroes in television, more specifically anime. There's always great anti-heroes in anime, and that's always who I end up loving. Like my favorite character in Naruto has always been Sasuke. Love Sasuke. All of my friends know I'm such a Sasuke fanboy. Love him. And also like Noxus. That did not. I don't know where Noxus came from. Noctis. Also, I said it incorrectly when I said it the first time. Noctis is the hero from Final Fantasy. I don't know where that came from. I'm thinking about Fairy Tail, and what I was actually gonna say was I also love. Uh, oh yeah, Loxus. Okay, I just messed up what I was gonna say. It actually is Loxus. He is the lightning dragon slayer, except not kind of without the dragon slayer part of it. He eats lacrimas, which is not traditionally how you would gain those powers. Probably should have said spoiler alert before I said that, but I don't know who out there likes Fairy Tail, so it's probably not a big deal. Hmm. I don't. Actually, there are a lot of really good characters in Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is one of my other favorite anime. Like Fairy Tail, like Hunter x Hunter, or just Hunter, depending on what you think. There are a lot of really good anime that have really good anti-heroes. Killua is someone in Hunter x Hunter that I feel instinctively like I should have liked because he's so complex and there's so much behind him. But I don't know why I don't really feel that strongly for Killua. I mean, he's so cool. He's got that exact same kind of emotionless, awesome factor to him, which makes kind of a good anti-hero. But I don't know why I don't instinctively love him like I do instinctively love Sasuke. Like I instinctively love Loxus or Red Hood or oh my god, dude. I was gonna say this back when I was referring to Fairy Tail. I can't remember his name. I don't know why. I want to say Gagneo, but that's not correct, dude. I know for a fact that's not correct, and it's kind of saddening because the fact that I love Fairy Tail so much makes this a very just a sad thing for me. Oh, I got it now. I remember I looked it up on Google. I just typed in Fairy Tail, then I typed in G and it came up. It's Gagio. Gagio is what I'm trying to think of. Gagio is another anti-hero that I love in that series. He's closer to a hero now because he has it's a shonen, so most of the time in shonen the heroes always have new members, and the members turn out are normally villains from a previous arc. But I still love Gagio. Gagio's really cool, being the Iron Dragon Slayer. But those aren't even like really good anti-heroes for Fairy Tail. When it comes to Fairy Tail, you just gotta love Jalal. Jalal. Jalal is awesome. Jalal is like the best. God, I love Jalal. Especially during his time in his arc. The Gagio arc was just incredible. For the record, it's not called the Gagio arc. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, not the Gagio. It's not called the Jalal arc. I'm just I'm just saying that because that's like the villain that really identified with that whole time. It's I believe it actually is called the Tower of Heaven. I think it was. It's been a while since I've seen that arc because it's one of the arcs that was during the beginning of the series. It's not a more recent one, but it's really good. Especially, it had a very nice villain, and it put some nice backstory on everything. Especially one of the great characters, Urza. I don't really like Urza as much, just because she's not as scary. Oh, it's always so cool to look at an anime and have it be different, where there's not that plucky, always smiling girl. I mean, Fairy Tail has that too, in the form of Lucy, more or less. Maybe Levy to a lesser extent. But Urza's like a complete contrast, or at least she was during the earlier parts of the series, where she's just, ugh, she was brutal, and I loved it. She was like brutal and mean, but during that arc with Jalal and everything, a lot of backstory was given that made me like grow to her as a character. Always, always gotta love the character building of an anime. That's what really makes the anime sometimes. Just the utter character building. I mean, the fights in Fairy Tail were totally awesome too. Natsu faces anybody was always good most of the time, and even characters that were not Natsu, that were just like side characters, always were good fights as well. Trying to, Actually, I think the Great Magic Games arc was a really good arc for Fairy Tail. I don't think there was like a very cut and dry hero and villain. I mean, Sabretooth was portrayed to be the top dog during that time. But of course, we all know that Fairy Tail always comes out on top. You know, they were portrayed to be the top dog, and they were like the scariest, but they weren't necessarily bad guys. Or at least not for like majority of it. They were kind of like they were just like the pinnacle of what Fairy Tail was in their time, but a little bit better. They were just the pinnacle, and it was super cool. We've been talking about anti-heroes for a while, and I've been going off on this rant about Fairy Tail. You guys can probably tell by now how much I love Fairy Tail. Love it so much. Getting back to the car for a minute, I think this is looking pretty good. Like I said, I was trying to create like a bro, kind of a buff guy, pretty strong. I think the blonde works with what the bro thing is. The tattoos also kind of work out. Like the body hair. The body hair looks good. Now the reason this is so easy for me this time around is not because it's instinct. I actually tried to make this car once before and I recorded it. However, um, the recording stopped at a very weird time. So I decided to just scrap the car that I hadn't finished yet, but I was making at the time. And I would come back later to remake it. So this car is a little bit different. It's not the exact same car that I created the original time, but it's very similar. I think I was using different colors. I was using a slightly different body type. He was still buff, and he was still blonde, but it was slightly different. I don't think I was using any tattoos at that time. And I really like how this turned out, actually. There's a lot of color in it, which I think a bro... I don't think bros really have color definitions. I feel like bad guys don't use the color blue too much. I don't... I feel like bros can kind of use any color. Especially during... I feel like bros wear sleeveless shirts. Especially during... Ooh, actually, you might need a different... Yeah, I have to use this, actually. I feel like bros can probably wear any color. That's probably not a big deal. I wonder what really makes somebody a bro, though. It's kind of like... It's very obvious what I'm going to put here. I just wanted to put it. It needs to be put here. Keep calm and be a bro. I think that's something that makes a bro. You gotta be calm, man. You gotta be cool. You can't be all wild up and be a bro. That doesn't really work out. Most of the time I can... I'm kind of bipolar with what it is that I do. I can be kind of chill, or I can be a little bit more jokey, which I try not to be because I feel like I'm jokey too much around my friends because I don't really want to annoy anybody. I actually really like that shirt. It's a good looking shirt. I could be a little more jokey, or I could be more serious. I tend to be serious more of the time because I'm so aware of my jokey side that I choose to be serious. It's kind of like it works against itself. I choose to be serious most of the time because when I joke too much, and when I am my jokey self, I joke too much, I end up annoying people. So to avoid that, I end up being serious. But with being serious, people always think that I'm just a very mean person. So people have actually said that I'm scary when they first meet me before I'm able to chill out around them and become like that. Okay, not nice. I've never been a nice person necessarily, but I can be more normal and joke around more. And joking around for me is a series of things which I'm not going to talk about right now in this video. I think I'm going to save that for the next video. We're going to cut it off right here. We've made the first attire. So here's the first attire, guys. I think it turned out pretty well, actually. We've made his face, made his body, gave him hair, gave him tattoos. We made the first attire. This is Ethan Keith. By the way, that name I thought would kind of work out. I don't know why I like those kind of names where there's two first names. Ethan Keith. Like Ryan Davis. Wait, is Davis? Can Davis be a first name? Yeah, I can. Um, Keith Jack. That's probably not a good one, but you know, where the first name and the last name are two first, or can also be two first names. I like those kind of names. They sound pretty cool. So this is Ethan Keith. He's your typical bro. I used pink and blue for the first attire. I thought it was pretty cool. I want him to stand out. Also used black and white just because I thought it was be cool. Right on the front, we got this nice little logo right here because he's the bro of all bros, the king of the bros, the bro of all bros. And then entrance attire, he has this nice shirt on. Keep calm and be a bro. You should always be able to be a bro, bro. Alright, so that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna be moving on to the next video now. You guys will see the rest of his creation in the next video. I'm not sure exactly what's gonna happen in the next video. Definitely one more attire gonna be made, but probably some other stuff too. So until then, see you guys in the next part of this thing, in the next episode, next video, I guess. Yeah, peace out.